Hello, I am Lanre Ajayi, reaching you now on channel 1973.1 DT on people, places, and events. This is My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition. Welcoming you to Heritage Park, Canada's oldest living history museum, sitting on 127 acres of parkland on the banks of Glenbow reservoir here in Calgary, Alberta. This is the place where history comes to life all year round. That is to say, never a dull moment when it comes to Heritage Park. Heritage Park opened July 1st, 1964, with hundreds of exhibits, rides, shops, restaurants, and daily demonstrations and activities to keep the young and the young at heart captivated in the past. This park features attractions and exhibits spanning Western Canada history from the 1860s until the 1950s. Districts include Fort Trading Fort and First Nations encampment, pre-railway settlement, Prairie Railway Town and Heritage Town Square and Gasoline Alley. Many of the buildings are historical and were transported to the park to be placed on display. Others are recreations of actual buildings. Most of the structures are furnished and decorated with genuine artifacts. Staff dressed in historic costume and antique automobiles and horse-drawn vehicles service the site. It has been said, no 2 days are the same at the park. So when next you're looking for history that you won't get in any textbook, this is your place to come, Heritage Park. I gotta go now because it's time for me to go experience this park. And like we did on this show, don't move a muscle, stretch, relax, and let's go enjoy the park. See you around. Hello everybody, this is still your host, Lanre Ajayi, here at the Heritage Historical Park. I'm here with somebody wonderful who is going to be telling us our history behind this park. You know, for this kind of park to be alive and be, here in Calgary up to this point, there must be some thought process that has gone into how this Heritage Park came to being. So, welcome with me, Sylvia.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Sylvia Harnden. I'm the curator here of Heritage Park Historical Village in Calgary, Alberta.
Okay.
We're a very busy living history museum, an open-air museum. This is a wonderful legacy to the vision, the commitment, the courage, the cooperation, and the generosity of Calgarians.
Okay.
For nearly 6 decades, who have supported this park in one way or another.
Okay.
The concept for a historical village was starting to take root around 1959, 1960. And it was 1961, the Woods Foundation gave $150,000 for the development of a pioneer park. The City of Calgary provided 66 acres of prime parkland.
Wow.
The City of Calgary also gave $140,000, and private citizens and corporations gave another $77,000.
Wow.
So by the time Heritage Park opened in the 1st of July of 1964, the seed money for Heritage Park was $367,000.
Wow.
And that doesn't sound like much in today's money.
Yeah.
But you could buy, in 1964, 29 5-room bungalows on the North Hill.
Wow, yeah.
For that amount of money.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of money in those days.
Wow.
So there was the Woods Foundation. The trustees were Eric Harvey, a true visionary and great philanthropist. There was Eleanor Ingram, who believed in this idea. People on city council, such as Mayor Harry Hayes, Grant McEwen, Mary Dover, they were all captured and captivated by this idea of some kind of a pioneer park. And so it was established here on this prime piece of parkland adjacent to the Glenbow reservoir. Throughout 1963, the city of Calgary and various other people were designing this park. R.F. Jennings loaned us a project manager. His name's Bill Pratt,
Wow.
well known to many Calgarians. Glenbow Foundation loaned us a field man who collected a lot of the old buildings. And we had the expertise of the city planning department in those early days. So it was a wonderful cooperative effort.
Wow.
And a lot of it was done for free.
That is
People
huge.
supported it. They loved the idea. A few people had the idea to start with, and they spread that enthusiasm to a lot of other Calgarians. And so by the time the park opened on the 1st of July of 1964,
Yeah.
even though we only had maybe 20 buildings and one small railway, over 10,000 people came that very first day because everybody was so keen on finding out, what is this Heritage Park place?
That is wonderful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's really neat. And from those days, we have grown and developed. We first had about 10,000 artifacts, about 20 buildings, and just a few staff. And now we've got over 55,000 artifacts.
That is
We
huge.
have 180 buildings and service structures. And we've grown and we've developed and we've ridden through good times and bad times, through good management, and we've been able to grow this park. And now we're obviously a very important place as a tourist attraction, but we also are a very popular event venue. We also have a very strong educational mandate. It's important to know about the First Nations people. It's important to know about the pioneers. It's important to know how people overcame adversity and how people started to establish community back in the old days when they needed to help each other to survive in this new land.
Thank you very much, Sylvia.
Hey, you're welcome.
It's wonderful talking to you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Not a bad shot. Anyway, I'm in an hall called Baron Snooker Hall. This hall was named after a town of Baron here in Alberta. It dates back 100 years ago, and you can see all the beautiful snooker table as old as this hall itself. One thing that is unique about this hall is that only men were allowed back then to access this space and enjoy all the facilities here. This is where men get to be men. And behind me, you have an old barbering salon. And I love the beautiful pictures and all the animals on the wall. This is amazing.
Yes. So in class, you will have to walk to school for about an hour. Okay, you'll have to walk in the snow or when it's raining, or you might come to school on a horse and t-shirt. So if you had ink on your dress, it was never in here. Yes.
Hi, this is still My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition here at Heritage Park. I'm in an amazing building called St. Martin's Church. This structure was constructed in 1896, and when they needed an organ, they had to do a fundraiser to raise money and to be able to afford and purchase this pipe organ that is 1898. Now, this is so unique in the sense that it's not a regular average, organ or piano you're used to. It's a pipe organ whereby you have to press the pedals and then brings out the sound like this. This is living history and still making beautiful sound as far back as 1898. Guess what this is? This is the furnace that keeps the worshippers warm during winter. Isn't it beautiful? If you're looking for a venue for your wedding, guess what? This church still conducts wedding up till date as far back as 1896. So for your anniversary or wedding ceremony, if you love the antique, this is the right place for you. And guess what? During Christmas, it's amazing because the old beautiful Christmas carol in this building. Lovely history.